Welcome back to Consultants Corner. I'm Rebecca Brizi. This is my corner. I am a consultant. Something for my presentations playlist today. Slightly different, not your typical presentation. A word of explanation. I am in a referral networking group that requires weekly meetings, and in each meeting, a 60-second sort of elevator pitch, an explanation of what I do and who I work with, what clients I serve. We're doing these all virtually right now, and so I've recorded myself doing a few different versions of these 60-second spiels, and that's what's rolling for you today. For those of you who have taken, are taking, or plan to take my online course, How to Be a Successful Freelance Consultant, these are some examples of creative ways to talk about what it is that you do and who you serve, and give it some context that hopefully is easy to understand and also interesting and entertaining. P.S. Forgive the angles. I've just got my phone sort of on my desk and I am looking at my camera in all of these. I'm trying to be inobtrusive during these Zoom calls. So your view is my chin. Roll the tapes. I have a client who is struggling for a larger piece of a smaller market share as a consequence of the current environment, as we now call it. At our last quarterly meeting, he came to me with 5 new product offerings he wanted to bring to the market. In his head, more products meant more sales and therefore more revenue, more clients. I had him explain those products to me, but without ever talking about the product, I wanted him to just walk me through all 5 client needs that he was addressing, and he quickly got the picture that good product development is actually not about the product, it's about the clients and the market. We came out of that meeting with 1 new product offering that could be offered in 2 different ways, and he's confident that he's bringing something to market that his clients both want and need. When you talk to your client who's always preparing to start that next project, he wants to be confident that he's making good decisions. Ask him if he ever buys fish on a Monday. A client asked me if she should be looking for venture capital funding because isn't that what a new business does? But it's not actually. Fewer than 2% of new businesses are funded by VCs. And with that reasoning, I always go to Gary Vaynerchuk's lesson, which is make money, don't raise money. My job is to focus on what a business can control. When a business makes its own money, when a business runs itself, it owns 100% of what it makes and it controls 100% of what it makes. So instead of writing a pitch for VCs, we wrote a business model, and my client now gets to own 100% of all her future growth projections. Plenty of business owners get charmed by a Shark Tank success story, but if they're building a business for a long term, then control is much more important. Talk to your business owner friends about their long-term business plans. Unless my client works in finance or in physics, I rarely see the need to use the verb to leverage. And I had a client who would use this all the time, and I asked him finally, okay, explain to me, how do you leverage your tools to serve your clients? And of course, he told me how he uses his tools. I wrote 5 descriptive statements that explained exactly what he does for his clients, removing any sense of mystery, and we had his copywriter sprinkle those all across his website. When your marketing consultant starts giving you his new stir-fry recipe using acronyms, he wants to be educational. Ask him how he leverages garlic in his cooking. Rebecca Brizi, management consultant, and a couple of weeks ago on August 1st, it was Switzerland's birthday. The country turned 729 years old. As many of you know, I grew up in Switzerland. So fun fact about the Swiss flag, it is a white cross on a red background, and it's a square-shaped flag, and it looks like this. And it is very often confused. There are about 2 or 3 countries in the world where it has been flipped with the sign for the International Red Cross, which has a symbol that is, wait for it, a red cross on a white background. So similar to the red flag, and yet also the opposite of the Swiss flag. The reason this has happened is actually not agreed upon. Some people say it was a trademark issue. Some people say it was just a big global mistake.
But it's something that for a lot of people, myself included, I always find slightly humorous because I see in the United States, it's one of the countries that does that, and I see Swiss flags everywhere all the time, and I know that there are health services behind those. This is an indication of why it can help to have an advisor running alongside your business, say a management consultant, to make sure that we are always understanding the context in which we're operating and how decisions are being made for that business. So when you talk to that graphic designer who has the Atlanta United emblem as their virtual background, ask him if he's ever noticed how many Swiss flags there are at Mercedes-Benz Stadium.